pals, Nary here from Drake Wing Game, and a 70-minute sort of the gaming drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of In Case of Emergency, Cedric's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Cedric, after sitting quietly in his seat this whole time, finally speaks up. Maybe it built up over time. He could tolerate it until he couldn't. It's the straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe, but a glass of this stuff would kill most men handily. Remus purses his lips, staring at his reflection in the dark bottle. Cedric slumps back into his seat. Is there anyone else who could have done this? Who would want Lord Boscia dead? You rack your brain. His wife wouldn't have much to gain. Wasn't there someone else you saw? There was Lord Boscia's daughter, Electra. She was in an arranged marriage she didn't seem too happy about. She had a friend, Aliziran, a Remirant girl. Lady Remirant told us they were close. Maybe she convinced her to betray her father. This girl, short, red hair, pink dress? Yes, do you know her? Remus points out the window of the tavern, towards the docks. Through its frame, you spy a young woman that matches the description, bearing a striking resemblance to her mother. Aliziran glances around the area, furtively as she pulls her cloak tighter around her shoulders. You scoot out of your seat, not letting your eyes leave her for a second. We have to talk to her. You dash out of the tavern door and into the street. The sun is setting now, leaving behind a trail of pink as the sky fades into lavender, then indigo. Aliziran! She bolts when she spies you coming after her, but you're just fast enough to grab her arm. A week of training has allowed you to outpace a housebound noble in a dress. Great. Let go of me! Aliziran, we need to talk. It's about Lord Boscia. Unhand me, stranger! She punches you with her free hand, hard, and your head spins with pain. She must be wearing jewelry under those clothes because something hard and sharp connects with your jaw. Your grip loosens just enough for her to wrench her arm free. She's already bolting when you manage to choke out, Electra, you're trying to help her! You're not right about this hunch. The sound of heels clacking down the dock slows until it comes to a stop. What? What do you know about us? Wes and Luke jog up to the two of you now, watching the scene before them warily. She's breathing heavily as she stares you down, dark circles drooping under her eyes. She looks like she's not in the mood to be jerked around. I don't know anything, but I know you wouldn't want Electra to be found guilty of her father's murder. A fire lights behind her eyes as she looks like she's about to murder you. Electra's innocent. I was with her the whole night. She couldn't have poisoned him. What were you doing? You swear she blushes under her red cheeks. Nothing. That's a pretty bad alibi, and you better make it a good one. She brandishes her fist at you again and you flinch. Okay. What about her arranged marriage then? I heard she wasn't happy about that. She wasn't. Why would anyone be happy with that? Wes shuffles his feet and stares at the wooden beams of the dock. Yeah, marriage sucks, we know. Aliziran blinks a few times in surprise. Marriage doesn't suck, it's important. That's why it should be between two people who love each other. Or people who love each other. Both Wes and Luke frown at that. I'm just tired of our families trying to control every aspect of our lives. There's a difference between being controlled and having a responsibility. I know the difference. That's why I was trying to help her. Because you think there's some sort of a real love out there for her. I know there is. Aliziran snaps so fast that even Luke takes a step back, surprised by her outburst. Listen, I was trying to help Electra flee the city last night. Why would she murder her father if she was already leaving? Not only that, our ship was grounded because of the lockdown the city went into after he was found comatose. It would have been counterproductive to draw attention to that night. Our ship? Our ship? Aliziran's lips disappear into a tight grimace, but she doesn't correct herself. I've told you everything you need to know. It wasn't Electra. Now, I'm going to find a boat that's willing to risk being fired on for a sack of gold, and Electra and I are going to leave this godforsaken city. Are you going to try and stop us? She stares at you expectantly. She looks like she hasn't slept in days, but under the layer of immediate exhaustion is a much more long-standing one. She's unhappy in her current life. You've seen that look before, most notably in your very own mirror. The ship out is her peregrine. A chance for a life better than the one she's leaving behind. Wes, what do you think? He shakes his head and shrugs in resignation. Life is short. She should be free to do what she wants. Maybe she's running away from her problems, but once she's gone, they won't be hers anymore. She should follow her heart. He sounds like he's trying to convince himself of what he's saying, unsuccessfully. Luke's thoughts. Luke, what do you think? I think you're going to regret this. You think you know what you want right now, but those feelings are going to come to an end. You care more about how you feel in this moment than the people who'll have to live with the consequences of leaving you leaving forever. Look at what happened when Lord Boscia didn't wake up. The whole city is just sitting on its hands until something is done about it. Cities aren't made of feelings or love or even people. They're made of things. Emotions are just the natural disasters that things have to withstand. He crosses his arms and tries to stare her down, but Aliziran's glare is stronger. He eventually has to look away. I wonder what happens if you tell her to not run away. I'm kind of curious about that. I am curious about it. Y'all, in comments, please tell me what happens. I'm curious. You should run away with Electra. I think you're doing the right thing. It's your life, so it's your call. You shouldn't let anyone else live it for you. Luke huffs loudly, but has the tact to keep his mouth shut. Thank you. She breathes a heavy sigh, like letting out a breath she didn't realize she was holding. Please, just clear Electra's name. It would kill her to be accused of her father's death. Aliziran pulls her cloak tighter around her, shivering against the cool night breeze, and nods before trotting away down the dock. Back in the tavern, only Remus remains at the table. So, any new developments? Where's Cedric? Did Cedric leave? He retired to a room upstairs. He wasn't feeling very well. Oh, you nod. It looked like he needed a rest. Neither was Aliziran. I talked to her just now. She's convinced that Electra's not guilty. She says they were together the entire night. They were trying to run away together. Which still doesn't answer how Lord Boscia could have been drinking hemlock for days and only collapsed now. Wes sighs. We're getting nowhere. We should just tell the city we have something important to do and need to leave. If it comes to that, we will. In the meantime, you should get some rest. Crossing the bridge will allow us to reach the base of Grim Mountain in only a day's travel. You want to be at your best. Wes nods reluctantly as he rises from his seat. I'm headed up to my room. Well, and I'm finally going to track down my book. See ya! As you get up to leave, Remus tells you, Good work today, Kieran. Remus appraises you with an approving eye. Thanks, but I didn't figure out what happened to Lord Boscia. Still, you made a good deal of progress. What you're doing may not seem like much now, but these are the skills that benefit a sword bearer such as yourself. Asking questions and breaking into homes? Problem solving. I don't know, it doesn't feel like I'm solving anything. Remus chuckles at that, his smile revealing a wolfish, grin. By the way, no one noticed you in town. Why doesn't anyone recognize the king? Remus laughs, tapping the circlet around his head. You're very observant, Kieran. The crown helps. It's enchanted, you see. Try it. He removes the circlet from his head and passes it to you. It's made of a lightweight metal and feels almost flimsy in your hands. When you try to place it on your head, it's impossible for you to make it fit. It springs off your head like it's made of cheap aluminum. As you hand it back to him, you notice that several people in the tavern have turned towards their table, whispering amongst themselves. When Remus replaces the circlet around his head, the whispering subsides and the people blink as they readjust their gaze towards their drinks. What happened? It's quite heavy for me, but it's too light to fit on anyone else's head. Much like your sword, you're the only one that can remove it from wherever it's placed. It makes the wearer invisible. Not invisible, as in not visible, but simply unseen. The best rulers should be judged and seen by their deeds, not their persons. Like, people can see you without realizing who you are. Very good. If you can imagine a painting, one doesn't need to know whether the painting's artist exists to appreciate it. After all, the best art is universal, without identifiable traits. There we go. That doesn't mean the artist doesn't exist. The art could not exist without him, but the artist remains latent, hidden in the background. The crown helps me do just that. Oh. Remus has a way of making things sound important and true. Maybe he knows something you don't. The sound of coughing upstairs interrupts your train of thought. Remus glances towards the stairs. You should go check on your friend. You nod. You should probably see if Cedric's okay. Go to Cedric's room. You knock on the door to Cedric's room. Hey, are you feeling okay? There's a non-committal mumble from the other side of the door. Can I come in? Another vague moan of pain. I'm taking that as a yes. You pull open the door to see Cedric lying in bed, his face pale and damp with sweat. The sheets are crumpled around him, like he's been tossing and turning. Hey, are you feeling any better? His answer is interrupted by a series of hacking coughs. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I'll be fine. He turns his head to you as you take a seat at the foot of the bed. I just need some rest. How's the murder case going? Nothing new. Aliziran and Electra were trying to run away last night, which doesn't actually tell us anything about Lord Boscia. Cedric motions weakly towards his cheek, then points to you. That from Allie? He touched the same spot on your face and winced in pain. The place you got punched in is still tender. Yeah, you know her? Not that well. I knew her through Electra, so a friend of a friend. What did you do? Hey, I didn't do anything. She has issues. She had to be wearing a ring on the hand she hit me with. A ring? What'd it look like? I don't know. She's wearing gloves. Cedric cocks his head and stares at the bruise on your face, as though it might reveal the cut and carat of the ring you were punched with. Did she say anything about it? Where she got it from? No? You think it was special? I just thought since Lord Boscia's ring was missing and all. You think she killed him? No! I mean, I don't think so. I just know that the ring was supposed to go to Electra when she got married. It's a family heirloom. She was supposed to exchange rings with that prince she was engaged to. The marriage that she was running away from. Yeah, so if she wanted to give that ring to someone else... Cedric stares at you meaningfully. She wanted to give it to Aliziran. Cedric nods. So Electra stole the ring from her dad before she left. She must have taken it that night. But for all we know, he was already poisoned by then, which doesn't help us. Cedric closes his eyes and rests his head on the thin pillow. I'm glad she worked up the courage to leave. She tried before, but she's not the best at standing up for herself. One disappointed look and she'd crumble. It sounds like you knew her pretty well. We weren't together, if that's what you're asking. We were just friends. I told you, Wes and I came down here to run a favor for the Boscias. They asked us to recover some relics from their family mausoleum. The place was crawling with ghosts. That's where I got the sword, which they let me keep, as well as the signet ring that Lord Boscia always wears. We had a lot of free time back then, so we hung around, and the Boscias threw us this lavish party in their home. It lasted a few days. Wes was obviously busy chasing tails, so Electra and I just hung out a lot during the downtime. Cedric sighs like he's remembering a bittersweet memory. It was our last time before the void started showing up. Cedric frowns, clutching his chest as he starts to hack violently. He coughs into his pillow, the wet timbre of his cough sounding worse than usual. Hey, are you alright? You move up to the bed to reach out for him when your hand hits something hard and long under the covers. Ripping off the sheets, you reveal the dark green scabbard of the Boscia short sword wedged under Cedric's thigh. Seriously? What are you doing? You pull the sword out from under him and an immediate wave of nausea overtakes you. There's a strange humming sound emanating from your own blade that pierces your ears. You throw down the blade and let it clatter to the floor. The sensation stops. Cedric stares at you, wiping something pink from his mouth. It's blood. That blade is super fucking cursed, man! It's a good luck charm. It's supposed to ward against stuff like that. Cedric pushes himself into a sitting position, licking the blood from his lips. There's blood on his arm and a splatter of the stuff on his sheets. Give it back! He says this with more energy than you've seen him muster all day. There's something wrong with that thing. I didn't feel anything when I picked it up. You're literally coughing up blood. It's just, I care about it, okay? I know that sounds stupid. You care about it. I don't think that's stupid. I would feel the same way. Cedric shrugs and nods, folding his knees into his chest. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Almer. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty? I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!